What's going on, guys? It's Cruzin Podcast. We just finished watching Euphoria episode 4. We didn't get to do an episode on episode 3, but we're going to talk about episode 4 today and kind of where it's been this last 2 episodes. First things first, just to get right into it, I got to say, this is from Sam Levinson. Just right off the bat, I got to acknowledge this is some of the best filmmaking quality I've seen in some time. I love
probably since Mr. Robot.
For a show, but just even in movies too, his filmmaking techniques, the shots, the lighting, and he's filming in an actual film, and that grainy look,
which helps.
The aesthetic of the show is amazing, but man, the writing, the tension, but also the comedy beats, but just the camera work in this show, the shots, and the blocking in each scene is so good. The long takes, just so well done. I mean, there's some classic camera techniques in this. That classic old school zoom. When Maddie's coming down in the party, Cassie's coming down the stairs, and we see her coming down the stairs, and then that classic zoom to it's the other way around. Maddie's going down the stairs, and the classic zoom on. I think it's Cassie.
No, it's
or
Lexi.
Was it Lexi?
Lexi.
It was Cassie coming down, and then Lexi watching, and just the overhead shot, like that Tarantino or Minority Report, that overhead shot when Elliot is going to the bathroom, and then the camera goes down onto a close-up of the cup with the drugs and the counter, and then we get a tracking shot of him going back to the bedroom. That's just great camera work, great direction. The cinematography is amazing. I just had to. It's looks beautiful. This is good quality filmmaking in a show that's passes, I think, a lot of movies that have been coming out lately. So I gotta throw that out there. I really like this episode between the editing, but also the story. I feel like it's very layered. We were just reading some Twitter feedback, which I try not to pay attention to, but just acknowledging where is this gonna go, in the sense of we still haven't heard about what's going on with the CD that Maddie has from season 1, right? Because we do get a lot of Cal in this, and we kind of see him really break open
with the CD. She's gonna fight with Nate, and she's gonna throw it in there somehow.
It's gotta come up. It's gotta be acknowledged, what's going on there, because I do understand there's a lot going on here, and I feel like each episode we think we're gonna find out about one thing, but then there's kind of something else happening. And it's there's a lot of things building.
Hopefully the payoff is...
And that's the thing. I hope this does pay off and we kind of close everything out. We're only halfway into the show. This is episode 4. There's probably 8 episodes in this. 8 or 9. I think the first season was 8 or 9.
I think so.
So we still have another, 4 or 5 hours of, story there. And I feel like at this point we really... I feel like it's built up. There's a lot built up here.
Now it's getting ready.
I feel like it's really built up. I've really liked each episode so far, and I'm really enjoying the show. We're enjoying the show. I feel like it's been tense. It's been funny, and I gotta say, man, who plays Cal, which I have his name here. Let me see. He was from Grey's Anatomy or something. Eric Dane. He is great in this episode, because we're used to seeing how he is in season 1 and this season, but he gets to really break free. That character breaks open in this, and he is so good. I mean, that that laugh, that felt so real when he's just laughing because he's drunk, and his character he went full, he went all the way. He's cracked open completely. And I think the whole situation, I think he got so scared of being caught and getting caught in this cycle, right? Of about, his dark secrets, that I think he just snapped. He's I'm done, right? And great acting. He has he steals the show, right? And a lot of people were like, "Oh, why do they want us to feel bad for this character, right? Like this pedophile, the show is not trying to justify, it's not trying to make him a good person. It's showing that he's a human being. He's a layered human being and kind of showing his flaws, but like how deep it goes. And that's why, and I think we didn't talk about it, but in episode 3, I think is when we got the flashback, right? Or was it episode? It was episode 3.
I think it was 3.
The episode about Cal, he had, he was into guys. He had this guy best friend that he was actually kind of like in love with, but then his girlfriend, he got his girlfriend pregnant. It was this whole thing, and that was his life. And this episode acknowledges that. And it's not justifying him being this like crappy, creepy person. Yeah, it's just showing his layers and where it's all rooted from.
He's been like living this like,
double life, and he's clearly, and that's what makes a good character, right? What makes you look at a villain in any movie? What makes a good villain? A villain where you can kind of understand where they're coming from, but you don't agree with it.
Like Thanos.
Thanos' plan makes sense. Bring balance to the world, wipe out half, and we can all live in, luxury. That makes sense. I can understand it. I just won't do it. I don't agree with it. Yeah. You know what I mean?
Because what if you're part of that half?
Yeah. But that makes sense. That's what makes a good character, especially a villain, where you can understand them and be like, oh, okay.
Or kind of like a Joker.
The whole Joker origin story. Like, I agree with what he's doing? No, but I understand it. I understand the roots of it.
Like why he's
because people are so used to having this black or white like villain where I'm just an asshole to be an asshole.
Yeah.
And I feel like with Nate, right? But with Nate too, right? We're gonna rewatch the first season. I really want to, but he was like an asshole, he was just like this asshole, like football player.
Which, by the way, that scene like with Cal, like he's like, oh, like with Nate, everything like it's true, like
everything's a mystery.
I didn't know he had 2 brothers,
and I love that. But I love, I love the execution of it all.
I don't think that they mentioned that in season 1.
No, I don't think so. We got to rewatch it, but I don't think so. The execution of Nate not saying anything else, like he just stayed quiet, looking down because he knows what's going on, and Cal just spilling it all out.
He didn't have to call his son though. That was uncalled for.
Yeah. It shows how fucked up it is.
His porn history. He was like,
he called out his son's porn history, but also saying his biggest regret was Nate. That's awful.
He hates Nate.
That's terrible. You don't agree with it, but you're seeing the layers of this character. Because he never wanted that life. He was in love with this guy, and he just happened to get his girlfriend at the time pregnant, and that was his life. And that flashback pays this scene off beautifully. That's what makes a good character. Whether it's a good character, bad character, good person, bad person, protagonist, villain. That's what makes it good. Nate too, right? He's like this terrible asshole of a person, but everybody's layered. Everybody's layered where you can feel some sort of empathy. There's nothing wrong with feeling empathy. Like, yeah, I don't agree with what Nate has done or Cal has done or Zendaya has done. She's been
Rue.
Especially Rue. Yeah, sorry, Rue. Not Zendaya in real life. Rue. Fuck. She's done some terrible things, right? But what does she say throughout the whole show? I'm a bad person. I'm a piece of shit, right? And what's his name? I forgot his name for a second.
Like
Ali.
Oh, I thought Malcolm.
Played by Coleman Domingo, by the way. Great. What he says is like, okay, but you think that about yourself. That doesn't determine, Ali. Well, what's his past? He hit his wife one time, and he was, I think,
and his daughters watched,
and he became like his father, and he let the drugs take over him. Would I want to do that? Can I judge him for that and say, oh, he's a shitty character? Yeah. But the whole point, what the show is saying is like everybody has something, and like everybody, you know what I mean? And that's the reality of it, and that's what I really like about this show right now is Zendaya. I keep saying Zendaya. I'm so used to just calling her Zendaya. Rue is going through it. You know, she's doing these terrible things. She, said terrible things to Ali that he's no longer dealing with her anymore in episode 3. I can say, and we're like, oh, Rue is what a fucking shitty person, right? Like what she thinks about herself. But again, but you see everything she's going through. You see the layers in everybody, Cassie, where she's kind of going crazy right now, and people don't like that. But she wants to be loved so much, and it's kind of showing like even if the wrong people are showing you love, she loves that. She loves the idea of it and everything, and it's breaking her. She's going crazy about with the whole thing.
She's gone loco.
Yeah, she went full crazy. That whole scene where like, what is it she said about it should scare you. No, I'm like, crazier.
The eyes.
Yeah, Sydney Sweeney.
Even Nate was like, oh damn.
Yeah, he's caught, and Sydney Sweeney's done some. Everybody, I think, in the show has been doing such good acting. Sydney Sweeney,
her sister's like just watching the background. She's just in the background
writing her stuff. I want to see more of her. What's going on with her and Fez. I hope we get all that. I think we will. Hopefully. I think we will. But so good, man. Sydney Sweeney, great. I'm crazier. I don't know. Or like the whole drunk, her being drunk, and the scene with all of them in the hot tub. Was just so good. Jacob Elordi is so good as Nate.
That was funny. Cause he just got like ganged up within 20 seconds.
That's the dynamic in that was so good. It's actually like because it actually makes me laugh.
Because she got mad because the way he answered the question.
The way he wasn't supposed to say no, only her, and they kind of got in this thing. And the deliveries and the comedy beats and the lines was so good. All of them. Let me, because I want to say their names. I hate when I do that.
Maddie?
Okay. I thought her name was Maddie, but Alexa Demi.
Her name is Maddie.
Maddie, her with Nate, and then Sydney Sweeney, Cassie coming in, and again, Jacob Elordi did it so well. Just him kind of sitting there like, oh, this is awkward, and like just
because he's in the middle.
He's literally in the middle. So good, and he's doing so good with his character because his character. Remember we talked about this in the second episode. His character's changing a little bit. He's arguing. He still has he can still be an asshole.
Yeah.
You notice what he said to Cassie and
or the way he answered Kat in the hot tub.
I'm sure you do.
Yeah, but it comes off.
It comes out. Yeah, and he's playing him so well because he's changing, but while at the same time, I feel like he's just kind of over everything at the same. I don't know. It's weird what's going on.
Hey, you don't know what he's thinking.
I don't know what he's thinking. He's very after he got beat up, because after him getting beat up, he's been very different. So I'm very curious to see, but that's so good. Or him arguing with Cassie, and also the whole Elliot Rue thing, and Rue is really going off a deep end.
And Jules, I
didn't even think she narrated this episode.
That part with Jules, she got jealous. You were just cheating on Rue 5 minutes before she got there.
Yeah, I saw on Twitter some people were talking about that. They were like, "What's going on here?"
What the fuck? You were literally just making out with this guy 5-10 minutes before she got there.
Yeah, there's a whole love triangle going on there. I really like Elliot's character.
He just went for the threesome.
Yeah, he was going for the threesome and then
couldn't get it.
But I really like because through all this, Zendaya is going. I keep saying Zendaya. Rue is going through this.
Tom Holland's I'm after you.
Yeah, hey, leave her alone. She's mine. That's not even an accent.
Why does he sound like a little bitch?
She's mine. But
so Jon Snow.
Jon Snow. But Rue is just out of touch with everything, right? She's kind of going through her own.
She's on her suicide mission.
She really is.
This guy, Ali, he's like, "Oh, are you still doing your suicide mission?"
And she's slowly just breaking away from everybody. And I love what Sam Levinson said with the producer, how they wanted to show where each character is at visually, as opposed to just a lot of dialogue or words or adding with those shots, and a lot of shots inspired or referenced from like different paintings, and those shots are so good. We didn't like at first. I was like, oh, what does this mean? But it's literally showing their space, like where they're at that point in time in their life, right? Like when you see Kat with is it Eric, the boyfriend that she
the boyfriend that she hates.
It's them driving, but in around darkness, this void, like there's just nothing going on. Or like Cassie and like that, it's like all the flowers and the paintings and just kind of showing everybody's like kind of state of mind. It's so good.
And Ellie in the church, what does that mean? Like, what does he want to?
Yeah, he didn't do the drugs, and he's kind of telling Rue, hey, don't drink. Like I feel like he's starting to realize what's going on, and it's making him question what he's doing too. I love all that. And I think Elliot is a great character. He's funny. Like, I feel like he delivers those little one-liners, those funny little, like, so good. And I'm very curious to see where this goes, in the next half. You know what I mean?
Because that sneak preview of the episode 5.
Yeah.
It's getting now this drug dealer.
But you know what I was worried about with that? I thought when that guy came in, he's like, oh, Mouse's baby mama's asking questions.
What?
That's who he killed in the first season.
Yeah.
So I thought it was this lady, the drug dealer that Rue got drugs from. I thought it was her asking Fez, like, hey, I know this is your girl. What's going on? To start picking up that storyline. But I'm a little worried with the idea of now Fez dealing with a whole separate storyline.
Yeah, but the thing is, I don't think Fez is going to be brought into this whole thing with Rue.
It would make sense, though. Remember, she saw Fez with Rue and that guy working together. She took the drugs, which she's clearly not going to sell and make the money back. What is that lady going to think? Hey, did you just screw me over by sending her? At least that's how...
Yeah, we don't know.
But that's how it would make sense.
But I think something is going to happen with Fez. Remember, he has to deal with what
I do want more of him with Lexi.
Yeah, but he has to deal with what he did. He killed Mouse.
I want Fez to fall in love, man. Give Fez a little...
Why would you do that? No, I'm fucked.
Yeah.
Fuck you.
But I want to know... Again, and another thing is, too, we're waiting a week every episode, so we get one episode. It's a great episode, but we want to know more. We want more.
We have to wait and see.
Because we wouldn't be asking these questions if we were binging it, right? Because then, okay, like that makes sense.
Remember, this lady, that drug dealer, is going to come after her. She said, I'm going to come after her.
That line that she says in the preview, right? And it's kind of showing where Rue is heading. She's really going down a dark path. How those drugs, those good chemicals in your brain that make you feel good, those start to go away. And she was saying that the bad ones don't seem so bad anymore because that's all you have left. And that's when you really start going down like a bad rabbit hole in your brain and the chemical, like as a drug addict. So it's showing Rue's going down a very dark, like she's pushing people away. She's been very...
Yeah, she said she's done. She doesn't want to deal with it.
She's very detached, I've noticed. Where, like what she says, that the intro scene when her and Jules are doing the mouth stuff. She doesn't feel anything. She doesn't feel anything.
The mouth stuff.
The mouth stuff. But she doesn't feel anything. And she's just kind of detached.
Yeah, she was eating lunch and then she wasn't feeling it.
And the car scene with Elliot and Jules, she was drinking and he's like, hey, like, so there's a lot. She's just so detached. She's there, she's living, but she's not really there.
Dude, she looks nasty in the show.
Yeah, she looks like her character is slowly just...
They really like...
Yeah, she's crumbling and crumbling and crumbling. The character just...
That scene with the church, it's like her, like she's like in that... Like it's like...
She's not dead or alive. And then with the shot from the outside of the window showing how isolated she is, and it's just her like drugged out. She's just standing there like... having this trip in her mind of what's going on. And it was acknowledging her missing her dad. That kind of showed, hey, like there's more going on to her that she doesn't want to admit. She misses her dad. And like she feels like she probably needs that. And
that whole scene was just good.
Great scene.
The whole, like with the music.
The shot at the church. Beautifully shot episode. This is the best looking episode, I think, out of all of them. Even Cal at the bar, right? He's back at that bar from the flashbacks. That whole sequence.
Want to
wrestle. But he did so good. But that whole sequence of what he's going through. And again, that's a good thing. Twitter being Twitter, but people are like, oh, why? They're trying to make us feel bad for It's not the point of making you feel bad. You're empathizing. You're understanding the character. There's layers to a character. You're understanding the root of what this guy, and it's just showing him just like, well, at one point he was just a normal guy, and that's what he wanted, and he got back to a corner, like what he said. He felt like he got back to a corner, and that was just so well shot. That whole.
I know. So Nate has 3 brothers. They showed one of them. I wonder.
There's another one.
So when are they gonna show that one?
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know. And I want to see more of Lexi and Fez, Maddie with the tape. She's just watching everything. I know.
Because I that part when Cassie was telling her to like shut the fuck up, leave me alone.
That was so good. That
between like
the dialogue and what she actually. That was such a good back and forth.
Yeah.
That cross cutting. That was so good. I feel like it's not her doing it for the play, like she's actually concerned, but it's that inspiration of like she's just pouring it into a writing because she has nobody to.
I feel like the play is gonna come big in the final episode.
That must be a big deal.
It's gonna like
everybody's gonna watch it.
Everyone's gonna watch, and they're gonna realize
how they are. That's me.
That's me. Like this is how I'm acting.
Yeah.
I feel like that's like Cassie's gonna say, "Oh wait, I'm being stupid."
I feel like that's Lexi's. That would actually be really cool.
That's her way of opening up.
And telling all of them about themselves by writing that play. Like, if everybody goes... Because it's going to be a big deal at school. Everybody's going to go watch it. And I feel like all of them watching it together, that's going to be her way of just telling all of them how ridiculous they are.
Yeah, because she's always been shy. She's always never been able to, like, open up.
Confront them one-on-one.
Yeah, But that part with Fez at the store when the cow's gonna like shoot Fez, threatening to, that's what made her realize, like, to like I guess not really say it, but like I guess put it in a play, like put in a story.
That's her way of coping.
That's her
because
way of,
she does care, right? That's what with Rue, she does care and she tried, but and then she OD'd. With Cassie, like that scene, she's like, "Oh, did you lose weight?" She's like, "Why? Do I look sick or something?" Or because Cassie being super defensive, she's kind of losing it right now. And that the back and forth and the cutting, that cross cut of her saying the line and then the acting and the back and forth of them saying it and acting it, and then Cassie.
Because if you notice,
good.
It keeps showing her watching everything unfold.
In the party, she's just watching everything.
She's watching, like she's just quiet, but she's taking notes down.
What if how Maddie finds out is through the play?
I think Maddie kind of like knows though.
Maddie has an idea. Yeah,
the
when she was like, "Have my babies," like, and then when she just throws up.
I don't know, the way Maddie was like on
I
that
think
rant,
she did that to see what she does. She has been acting weird. So
and also when she called Nate, didn't pick up. When she called Cassie, she didn't pick up.
And then Nate being weird, her being weird, and I mean she sees Nate just checking. When she came down the stairs, in that bathing suit and stuff. Let's see. I'm invested. I think it's so well done, beautifully shot. The editing.
I just hope it pays off.
Yeah, the editing with Cassie fighting with Lexi. And the back and forth of the auditions, that's so clever of showing, hey, this is how she's, this is where she's getting the inspiration.
That play's gonna become big.
Yeah,
it's because I think that's when the characters are gonna realize, oh wait,
that's me.
That's me being dumb.
I think Cassie's gonna realize herself, like all of them. They're gonna be like, oh, maybe
not. Maybe they're just it's nothing. But I mean,
it seems to be building to something, and that's really cool.
It keeps showing. Her in the play. Her with the play.
Yeah.
With the play.
That's really cool. Let's see.
Someone's going to die, though, this season. I feel like there's going to be a death.
Yeah. Rue is going to get someone killed. And I think it's going to be Elliot or Jules.
Those drug dealers, man. That lady.
That's a big... Yeah, you're dealing with the big dogs.
Yeah, that's not... Fez can't save it on that one.
Yeah.
Literally, like if you don't sell these drugs, like I'm literally gonna like sell you and go after like.
Yeah.
That lady was like, I'm gonna. End
She's
your
not
life.
kidding. So, let's see.
Do you imagine that? Like, oh, I'm gonna sell you to the worst people possible.
Yeah. So let.
Oh my God, it's like Taken.
Yeah. I mean, basically, yeah.
Liam Neeson's gonna come.
That's at least to Taken 4.
He's like, fuck that again.
But let's see, man. Let's see. I mean, one of the it's one of the top episodes I think so far, visually and just.
Yeah, but we'll watch season.
We're gonna rewatch
again.
season 1. We're gonna watch one tonight. But man,
it's gonna be rough to watch season 1 because I don't know.
I definitely like this season more than season 1, but that's why I want to watch season 1 again. Maybe, like, am I gonna enjoy? Maybe watching it again, or is watching season 1 gonna change my thoughts on some character choices in season 2? That's why
one thing
watching
for sure
season
is
1
that
again.
If there is a season 3, I don't know if there is, but. Like I don't know if he's gonna stay with that film grain look because that's tough to go back.
No, I think that's just a choice for this season.
I don't know. It's just I really
it's so
like it.
good.
It's really
so good
because those shots look a lot better.
It's just an aesthetic, and like that cow scene at the bar.
But the thing is, how long is the show gonna go for?
Yeah,
I feel like max 4.
Yeah.
And
how this season ends is gonna determine that. Depending on where this season ends, I think we can see if there's going to be more seasons or not. Season 3 or 4. Because with Rue and where she's going here, we can't really keep seeing her. If she recovers, then relapses again. After a while, story-wise, and I'm sure they understand this. Like Sam Levinson, I mean, he's really good.
Like I think at some point, okay, you don't want any help.
Yeah, and I do think it's interesting how many seasons can this go.
I think max 4, but I think at best 3. Do one more.
So let's see.
Sometimes keep it short and sweet.
I think it all depends on how. Let's see where this season goes, and we go from there. But yeah. Anything else?
No.
I mean, great episode. God, it's one of those episodes just visually. I was so invested.
That whole like church. Scene,
just
like
everything.
The music, the way the camera,
the shots. I'm like, this guy is using all these classic filmmaking techniques. He's got the film grain, the classic zoom, the overhead shots, just the cinematography, the lighting. Like that scene of Rue when the lighting starts to change on her face when she starts taking the drugs. It's just so beautifully shot. Like it's good quality filmmaking. I have to just throw that out there. I have to applaud him on that because damn, that's so awesome. Because that's what's cool about having a show that you can just do so many different things. One a day, we'll see. But we are gonna rewatch season 1. But yeah, guys, what did you guys think of the episode? What do you think of the season so far? Are you enjoying it? Are you hating it? Are you, I'm really enjoying it. I feel like you're enjoying it too. We're invested.
Lot more than season 1. I didn't really.
Yeah, and we're gonna watch season 1 again. But yeah, guys, feel free to like and subscribe. Thank you so much for watching and for listening to the podcast. And we are working. We're gonna be getting guests back on soon. We've been kind of getting things going behind the scenes, making phone calls. So we're gonna be excited to have guests back on and have those fun conversations and stuff.
We're sponsored by HBO.
And this is sponsored by HBO Max and AMC. All right, guys. Thank you so much for watching, for listening. Feel free to like and subscribe. We appreciate it. We're growing. It's exciting. And our goal is by the end of this year to hit 1,000 subs or more. A million subs. And so that's our goal. And I think we're going to get there. So thank you so much. And to the next one. Goodbye.